Hello and welcome to Knit for Brains. We are going to be making these fun fox slippers. This yarn is a Redwood Heather by Bernat. It's an acrylic yarn, low-cost yarn, and then we just have a cream and a green. I also have this extra pair here. This is my gray wolf pair, and it's just a charcoal gray worsted weight yarn, again with I just had some scrap yarn for the eyes. And so let's get started on our fox slippers. Okay, so here's my first fox slipper finished, just so you can see what we're aiming for. The size that I'm making, the sides are 12 stitches, the sole is 9 stitches, the other side is 12 stitches, and then there's 2 stitches for the fold, right? So one of each. So 12 plus 12 is 24, plus 9 is 33, plus 2 is 35. So I'm going to cast on 35 stitches. This is knit flat. I'm using circular needles just because I prefer them, but you can use straight needles. Mine is a size 4, 3.5 millimeter needle. You can go a bit larger. But I mean, I wouldn't go any higher than a 7 because you want the material to be fairly dense. If you start getting, it stretches out around your foot here. If you start using a big needle, it's going to be holey, right? So I'm casting on 35 stitches, plus I'm leaving some extra to knit up the back, the seam at the back of the heel, okay? Because that's the material I'll use there. So I'm going to cast on start enough for about 35 stitches. Now I'm using a long tail cast on, so I just, have it wrapped around my hand like this, and this is my first stitch, and then I go under, over, through, under, over, through. I'm keeping them loose because the first row is always, a bit tight to knit. So I'm going to continue to cast on until I reach 35 stitches, and then we will come back. Okay, I've got my 35 stitches on. Now we're just going to be doing a garter stitch from the back of the heel to the middle of your arch of whatever size you want to make. Mine is about 5 inches, and then we add 4 more rows of garter stitch for the top of the eyes. So back of the heel to the middle of the arch, whatever length you want to make it, you just keep knitting until you get to that length. It's a straight garter stitch, except for we have these 2 turning stitches. So the first row though is just knit. So we're going to, in my case, it's 35. Now I would suggest that you make your sole whatever size. If you want to make it wider, it stretches out quite a bit, but if you want to make it wider, go up to 11 or 13, make it an odd number, and I would keep these as even numbers this size. So mine is 12 stitches high. If you want to make it 14, or if you want to make it shorter at 10, whatever, but I'd make the sides even and the sole odd. So I'm just going to knit straight across 35 stitches for row 1, and then we'll come back for row 2. Okay, so here I am at the end of row 1, which is just knit straight across, and now I am going to turn. This is the wrong side, but we're doing a garter stitch, so normally it would just be knit all the way across. However, we want to make these 2 turning stitches, so I'm going to knit 12, I'm going to purl 1, knit 9 for my sole, purl 1, and then I'm going to knit 12. So that is always row 2 for me, is knit 12 for the side, purl 1, knit 9 for the sole, purl 1, knit 12 for the side. So we'll just go through this quickly. I'll speed up this video probably when we come to this part. That's 12. And now we turn around, we're on the right side, or on an odd row, which is row 3, knit straight across, and then I turn it, I knit 12, purl 1, knit 9, purl 1, knit 12. And then I'm going to continue to do that until I get to the middle of my, to whatever measurement, to the middle of the arch of my foot, and then I'm going to add 4 more rows. So let's continue on this garter stitch with the seam until you get to whatever length it is, and mine is about 6 inches, but yours will vary depending on how far it is from your heel to the middle of your arch. Okay, see you soon.